Why Muzan Kibutsuji is a failure. When you first see Muzan Kibutsuji, he's terrifying. He's got the classic villain presence, the sharp suit, the cold eyes, and a level of power that makes the upper moons look like toddlers. Most shonen villains want to conquer the world, rewrite reality, or achieve some grand vision of justice. But Muzan? Honestly, when you strip away the blood demon arts and the fancy outfits, Muzan isn't a king. He's a coward. In fact, he's arguably the most pathetic character in the entire series. Today, we're deconstructing why the strongest demon is actually a total failure of a leader. Let's start with his obsession. For over 1,000 years, Muzan has been hunting for the blue spider lily. On the surface, it looks like a quest for godhood, total immunity to the sun. But if you look deeper, it's not about strength. It's about pure, unadulterated fear. Muzan's entire existence is defined by the moment he was a sick, dying human. He didn't become a demon because he wanted to be a god. He became a demon because he was terrified of the end. He's lived for a millennium, yet he spent every single second of that time hiding in the shadows like a cornered animal. A true king rules over his domain, but Muzan just hides from the light. He's a billionaire who's so scared of losing his money that he never leaves his basement. That's not power, that's a prison. This cowardice bleeds directly into how he leads. Think about the iconic scene where he wipes out the lower moons. Most fans think it shows how cold and cool he is, but it's actually a massive temper tantrum. A real king inspires loyalty, or at least cultivates a strong army. Muzan? He kills his own subordinates because they're weak, but really, he kills them because their failure reminds him of his own mortality. He rules through pure insecurity. He doesn't want leaders, he wants puppets. He's so terrified of a coup or a demon surpassing him that he keeps them disorganized and fearful. By killing the lower moons, he didn't trim the fat. He destroyed his own front line and put all the pressure on the upper moons. It was a strategic disaster driven entirely by his ego. He's the boss who fires everyone during a crisis just because his feelings got hurt. And that brings us to his perfection. Muzan constantly calls himself a perfect being. He compares himself to a natural disaster, like a volcano or a storm. He tells Tanjiro that humans should just accept demon attacks as bad luck. But here's the irony. Disasters don't hide. A storm doesn't care if you see it coming. Muzan hides behind human disguises, plays family with unsuspecting people, and sends others to do his dirty work. His isolation is what ultimately kills him. Because he treats everyone as expendable, he has no one to stand by him when the sun starts to rise. Contrast that with the Demon Slayer Corps. They have the Hashira, the Kakushi, and even the swordsmiths, all working together, sacrificing themselves for a cause greater than one person. Muzan has nothing but his own fear. In the final battle, we don't see a majestic king fighting for his throne. We see a desperate, flailing monster trying to crawl away from the light. He isn't defeated by a more powerful god. He's defeated by a bunch of weak humans who had the courage he lacked for 1,000 years. So, yeah, Muzan might have the coolest design and the most broken abilities, but as a king, he's a total failure. He spent 10 centuries running away, only to realize that immortality doesn't mean anything if you're too scared to actually live. But hey, that's just my take. Do you think Muzan was a great villain, or was he just a glorified coward with an ego problem? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.